Greetings from Switzerland. I'm John Aibner, the president of Christian Solidarity International. I'd like to thank Giro Manayan and Aram Hamparian for extending the kind invitation to me to share a few words with you. My first contact with the ARF came during the First Karabakh War. Then the Baroness Cox and I broke the Azerbaijani, Turkish, Soviet blockade to undertake human rights fact-finding and to provide humanitarian aid in Nagorno-Karabakh. I've had many fruitful relationships with members and sympathizers of your historic national institution. While I cannot be with you today in person, it is fitting that I extend this message from Switzerland. There's a deep wellspring of support for the Armenian nation in Switzerland. It dates back to the Hamidian massacres and the Great Armenian Genocide over a century ago. At that time, Christian missionaries, many connected with the Basel mission, spread the news of the genocide. Their calls for action generated much financial support for the victims. CSI and Lady Cox were able to draw on this Swiss wellspring of support for our advocacy and humanitarian work in the early 1990s. It is from that Swiss wellspring that the Swiss Peace Initiative for Nagorno-Karabakh received overwhelming support last March in both houses of the Swiss Parliament, thereby making it the official policy of the Swiss government. Simply put, this initiative obliges the Swiss government to work to convene an internationally supervised dialogue between Azerbaijan and representatives of the forcibly displaced people of Nagorno-Karabakh, all with a view to creating conditions that would enable them to return to their homes with fundamental human rights guaranteed. We've heard much in recent months about peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan, but there is good reason to doubt that we are on the threshold of a genuine, lasting peace. A peace that brings an end to the long historic process of genocide against the Armenian nation does not appear to be on the horizon. Can a durable crossroads of peace be constructed on ethno-religious cleansing, on the incarceration of political hostages and other prisoners, on genocide denial? CSI thinks not. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. Peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace, said the prophet Jeremiah many centuries ago. Words that ring as true today as in his time. The perpetrators of the ethno-religious cleansing of Armenian Christians from Nagorno-Karabakh reject their responsibility under international law to facilitate the safe and dignified return of those forcibly displaced. They moreover wage a well-financed international propaganda war against those like the Swiss parliamentarians, CSI, the Armenian Apostolic Church, and political forces like the ARF that campaign for the Karabakhi Armenians' right of return to their homeland. Azerbaijan alleges that all those involved in campaigning for the rights of the people of Nagorno-Karabakh act as assets of Russia. So powerful is Azerbaijan's information warfare that one can even hear echoes of it in Armenia itself. The Swiss Peace Initiative for Nagorno-Karabakh points the way to a genuine peace between the Armenian and Azerbaijani nations. That is why CSI campaigns in favor of it, in Switzerland, in the USA, in the UK, in France, in Germany, and elsewhere. Fulfillment requires strong international support. It also requires strong support from within Armenian civil society. That includes NGOs, political parties, and the churches. Perhaps the time is ripe for a motion of support for the Swiss Peace Initiative to be introduced into the Armenian parliament. Let's think about it. May the Almighty bless this gathering and all other Armenian national, political, social, and spiritual forces as they strive to achieve a solid and lasting peace for the first Christian nation and for the Armenian national state that was established to defend its vital interests. Thank you so much, and goodbye.